Okay, so as I was saying, the taking away of land from the native Mexicans and taking away their natural water resources has greatly taken a toll on the people there. So the Mazawa indigenous people of Mexico had taken a strike in order to demand access to water in everyone's home. It is the government's fault for creating more barriers to people's access to clean drinking water. So here we see Liliat Crisostomo Maldonado, who was preparing to protest for the access of drinking water and to stop releasing pollutants into the air and the water. Maldonado wants to save her people and make clean drinking water accessible to all. This effort in building dams and water plants have taken away the nature and the native lands of many natives' ancestors. The creation of all these structures has led to more pollution and less natural resources being available to the everyday people. Okay, so here I would like to share what the Safe Drinking Water Act is meant to serve in the United States to people who are not familiar with it. So I think that this act is a great way to start by saving our clean, fresh water and to not contaminate anything anymore. The act just serves as a way to keep our groundwater safe from pollutants. So this is very important since our groundwater is a great resource and we absolutely need it. So here's a relation of the social and environmental pillar. The consequences of not having proper access to drinking water and or rainfall in cases of maintaining fertile soil and vegetation are severe. The taking away of land in order to control the supply of drinking water is inhabiting land that would flourish from the steady flow of streams, lakes, and ponds that would be in the area. The local types of flowers and vegetation that would naturally be surviving with the steady flow of rainfall would be on land and available to the people and the animals. Animals suffer from not having a reliable source of fresh drinking water, and because of that, species are dying off, and we do not have a reliable resource to plant our different flowers and vegetations around the different parts of the land. So animals and birds are a primary resource when it comes to distributing different plants. Humans are suffering without a steady source of water, especially if they cannot afford to have a water system that is in their own homes. So as you can see, many different areas of nature are being hurt by no access to drinking water. This has all started because of our man-made structures and our mentality that everything is for profit and distributing to people who are not in that country's own region. And now I would like to talk about the floodings in Bangladesh. So the rise of climate change has left many people jobless, homeless, without family, food, and clean drinking water. Because of climate change, the rise in the ocean has gone up to 1 meter and Bangladesh is suffering. In a Time article, it is said that Bangladesh can, quote, lose an estimated 17.5% of its land, end quote. Due to climate change, populations of people located in Bangladesh will lose their land, people, language, culture, etc. Resources are being lost because of the flooding, such as their vegetation being contaminated by pollutants located in the floodwaters. After floods, the vegetation becomes immersed and is no longer safe to eat. Climate change is impacting them in more ways than one. The loss of natural resources such as wood to build their houses, vegetation, their animals, livestock, local herbs, etc. This can lead to the loss of culture. So without their natural resources, they can lose their identity, and soon, with the land assumed to lose 17.5%, their vegetation will be at risk even more so. The lives of locals in Bangladesh have been extremely impacted, and those who have left their homes in hopes of over time the situation may get better are left with the truth that it will only get worse. This is not just the truth for those who live in Bangladesh. This is a downward spiral that will happen eventually to all nations and countries around the world. Unfortunately, those who are located in more vulnerable spots in the world are the first impacted. Soon we will start to see the major climate changes and that in our natural disasters. We have already seen the wildfires in California, which have damaged numerous amounts of homes and wildlife to the point where people cannot return. We have seen hurricanes that have met the coast of Louisiana and Florida, leaving people without proper shelter. Evacuations have been in place and some do not return since the state of their home has not been restored to be stable. This overall leaves people without a proper income because they do not have a place to stay and have a stable lifestyle. Many people start going to cities in search of work, and the city becomes overwhelmed. These are the terrible outcomes from polluting the earth and making the climate get hotter. With this, you will continue to see drastic changes in weather patterns and more people in poverty. And then here's my last slide relating the social pillar in relations to the economic pillar.